Some people were raised on love. I was raised on grease. We had frying pans hanging on nails above the stove, and on the stove was a coffee can filled with lard. If my father and mother were making eggs, well, they would put a little bacon grease in the pan. If they were making home fries, more bacon grease. Even if they were cooking bacon, then add extra bacon grease. I came out of the womb and I slipped right into the household of greasy food. They added grease to everything, and if a little was good, well, then a little more was even better. We had grease in some farm in every meal of the day. Butter melting into the crevices of English muffins, heaps of butter in a baked potato. That's what made it so good. I put so much butter in it would turn completely yellow. I had never tasted vegetables without some butter or bacon grease added to them to the flavor. Didn't everyone add bacon grease to their string beans? I don't know too many people who weren't raised on greasy foods. Look at typical breakfast with greasy bacon, ham or sausage, fried eggs and fried potatoes. Then for lunch, those greasy fried bologna sandwiches, or the roast beef dipped in that fatty gravy, or a fatty hamburger and fries. And of course, for dinner, we had chicken fried steak. I thought you could chicken fry anything. But really, greasy food was all we knew. We didn't know that food without grease could taste good. And if it wasn't greasy, well, we didn't even know how to swallow it. We were brought up on food that just slid down easily. Well, things have changed in the past decade or so, and we know that we don't want to clog our arteries. We should stay away from this kind of food. Now, I will always love greasy food. But what happens now that I'm in my 20s? Greasy food causes major heartburn for me. I can almost get heartburn for just thinking about food that's greasy. Forget about eating it. As a matter of fact, just recently in the South, I travel a lot. I was someplace and they brought me this dish. It was some kind of meat with a sauce or gravy on it. And you can always tell a greasy sauce because you can see those little pools of oil floating on the top. You know what I'm talking about. So I said, "Excuse me, what is this?" And he said, "Well, this is red-eye gravy." And I never heard of red-eye gravy, so I said, "Well, what is it?" And he said, "Oh, it's just a little bit of this morning's coffee and some picture things." Now that's what I call serious grease. Grease, fat, it's all the same thing. You might try to kid yourself and say, "Well, I've given up butter. I'll eat margarine now." Big deal. Your body doesn't care. Butter, margarine, Crisco, bacon grease, olive oil, they're all 100% grease. Oh, I know. Some are better because they're polyunsaturated or they're cholesterol free, and that's all true. But whatever their credentials, they're still just plain old fat. So instead of thinking you're doing good by just replacing one kind of grease for another, stay that fat card and stay within the given portions. Getting extra fat out of your food is not only the best way to lose weight, it's the best way to keep it off. But you know how slippery fat can be. Even with the best of intentions, it can slide right back into your food, right under your very nose. All those times we take an extra pat of butter, eat a few more nuts, neglect to order our salad dressing on the side, that fat is creeping back into our bodies. And isn't that the very thing we're trying to get rid of? How on earth could we lose the fat in our bodies if we just keep piling more of it right inside our bodies? It's just plain crazy. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should cut out all the fat out of your food. Your fat card has a definite purpose. God made all foods for a reason, so your body does need some fat every day to provide certain fatty acids and vitamins that you can only get from food. And as I already said, fat gives food a satisfying, special flavor. If you give up altogether, your taste buds will be restless and start craving fat big time. So a little bit each day keeps things in balance. It is when extra fat hides in your food that it moves into your fat cells and sets up house. So I'm sure you see by now that grease is grease, and that you can only have it in controlled portions. But what about those turd spreads that are now in the market? They're not quite butter. They're not quite margarine. Well, are they? Well, trust me, they're still grease. I see one or two that has 6 grams of fat in 1 tablespoon. So that means you can have a little less than 1 tablespoon for 1 fat card. But if you like a buttery flavor, without having to count a fat card or any card for that matter, feel free to try some of the Shake On Natural butter flavored seasonings. Just flavor and no fat. Grind on popcorn or vegetables. I'd like to keep something in the salt shaker around a table, so be honest with your fat cards and tread with caution in the slippery world of grease. And don't ever doubt that too much oil is dangerous. I mean, look at that oil spill in Alaska.